We are talking today about underrated ingredients that you probably need to be adding to your hair routine. Let me ask you all this question. Are you tired of hearing about the same hair care ingredients over and over again? I'm talking about things like coconut oil, argan oil, castor oil, right? We hear about these ingredients so much, okay? And it's kind of like, all right, I already know about castor oil. I know about coconut oil. Tell me something else. What other ingredient is there out there that can help me in my hair care journey? Those are the ones, some of the ones that we're going to talk about today. Now, of course, there are hundreds of ingredients that be they all natural, vegan, organic, made in a lab. It doesn't matter. There are hundreds of ingredients, literally, but my focus is always going to be on natural things that you can get easily and that you can use easily in the comfort of your home, or ingredients that I use in the 180 Hair Care products, okay? So today I'm not just going to give you the name of the ingredients and show you what they look like, although I'm going to do that. I'm also going to give you easy ways to use them in your favorite products, okay, or simple DIYs that you can whip up at home. If you're new here, I'm Kendra. I'm the founder of 180 Hair, and we focus on helping women over the age of 40 transform their hair health holistically. So this means typically talking about things like mindset, habits, nutrition, stress management, and then of course using the right ingredients, because that's always going to be key when you are on a hair care journey. It's not just the products that you use, but the ingredients that are in those products and how they benefit or don't benefit your hair. Today, again, I'm sharing 5 ingredients that deserve a spot in your routine. And because I know we're all busy, right hand up, I'm one of them, we're busy, right? I'm going to show you how to incorporate these ingredients into products or your routine that you're already doing, because I know you're using something, all right? You are already using something on your hair, and I'm going to show you how you can take some of these and just add them to what you already have. So there's no stress. There's no need to overhaul your entire product lineup. We're just going to take some smart, easy tweaks and make your hair routine just a little bit better and give you a little bit more benefits in what you're already doing. So you may want to grab a pen if you want to jot some notes down really quick, or if not, just kick back and we are going to get started. So the first ingredient is one that I have talked about before, and I'm going to talk about it again because it is a very good ingredient, especially for my ladies that are dealing with trying to regrow their hair. And I'm going to show my jar here. Most of you probably already know what this is because, again, I've showed this many times. This is an ingredient that I use in many of the products in the 180 Hair products. And it, again, is nettle. And this has been used forever, decades, centuries, okay, in herbal medicine. So it's great for the body internally, but it's also a hidden gem for your hair care as well. It's a nutrient-rich herb that's packed with vitamins A, C, D, and I believe K. And of course, we talk about vitamins, but we also talk about minerals. Minerals are just as important as vitamins. Your minerals in nettle are going to be iron, magnesium, and silica. Then you have your antioxidants. All of these things help to nourish your scalp and hair. Nettle is especially effective in strengthening the hair, reducing shedding, and promoting growth. When you are dealing with hair loss, when you are trying to regrow your hair, you want to make sure that not only are you regrowing the hair, but you're strengthening. You want your hair to grow out strong. You don't just want it to grow, you want it to grow strong. That way you don't have to worry about shedding or breakage or weak, brittle strands. And then also nettle has some great DHT blocking properties. We know DHT is a hormone that contributes to balding in women and male pattern baldness in men. The DHT blocking properties makes nettle very valuable for addressing hair loss and thinning. So again, if you are trying to regrow your hair, nettle is going to be a great ingredient. Now, the key benefits, again, it stimulates hair growth, it reduces shedding, it strengthens hair. Now remember, strengthening your hair is going to be very important if you're trying to regrow it or as you're regrowing it. It's going to help fight dandruff and scalp irritation, and it's going to improve the overall health of your hair. Now, one way you can add it to what you're already using. Now, when you use nettle, you're going to have to brew it. That means you're going to have to make a tea. So you'll take maybe a tablespoon Did I bring a tablespoon? This is about a tablespoon. Okay. Most of the recipes that I give you, you're going to use a tablespoon at a time. It just makes it that much easier. So you'll take a tablespoon of dried nettle and you'll brew it in some hot water. I prefer distilled water if you can get it. If not, use what you got. So you'll brew it in the hot water, let it cool, and then mix it with your leave-in conditioner or shampoo. So if you don't use a leave-in conditioner, that's fine. But everybody's using shampoo. You'll take the amount of shampoo that you normally would use when you shampoo your hair, maybe put it in a bowl, pour your nettle tea rinse over in that and just mix it together, and then shampoo your hair that way. Okay, it's really, really, really that simple. Now, with nettle, there are several DIYs you can do. You can do an oil, a spray, a mask, a rinse. The rinse that I'm talking about that you can use to add to your shampoo or your leave-in conditioner. You'll do the same thing. You'll brew it in your 2 cups of water. You'll let it cool and then use it as a final rinse after you shampoo. So if you don't want to mix it with your shampoo, if you feel like that's going to make it too watery, just use it as a final rinse after your shampoo and then follow up with your conditioner. So, pro tips for using nettle leaf. So with all of these ingredients, I'm going to give you some tips. Now, you're going to need to be consistent with nettle, all right? With any natural ingredient, you're going to need to be consistent. It's going to work best when you use it regularly over time. So that means you can't just use it today and then you don't use it again till 3 weeks from, a month from now. This needs to be a regular part of your routine. So I would say at least 2 times per week. If you are experiencing extreme damage, breakage, thinning, you're going to need to use this a little bit more often. I wouldn't exceed 3 times a week with a shampoo. Now, if you want to just do the nettle rinse and just use it as a rinse with no shampoo, that's fine to do, 3 times a week. But I would not, and especially if you're using like a harsh shampoo, if you're going to shampoo with it, make sure it's a gentle shampoo because we don't want to strip those natural oils from our hair and scalp. So at least 2 times a week for noticeable results with the nettle. Also, if you cannot rinse your hair or use nettle on your hair that often, you can drink it. Remember, this is a medicine. Nettle has been used for centuries as medicine and internal medicine. So you can drink the nettle tea. Now, it doesn't taste great. I'm gonna tell you now. When I have to drink herbal teas, I just make it and I get it warm enough to where I can just down it. Because I don't like adding a lot of sugar and honey. I mean, you could add honey to it if you want to give it some flavor or make it sweeter. But when I take or drink herbal teas, I just kill it. Yes, you can use it as a daily moisturizer, but it needs to be infused in an oil first. But if you combine it with your favorite hair oil and just let that nettle infuse in the oil, I would say maybe 2 weeks, 30 days, if you can. And then, yes, you can definitely use that on your scalp. And that will be great. Now, I also love nettle because it is very budget friendly. You can get like a 2-pound bag probably for less than 20 bucks. Because the price of everything is fluctuating now. I don't know what it is now, but still, a pound of nettle is going to last you probably the rest of your life. You can buy that and share it with your family and friends, okay? Because you get a lot of it. It's very budget friendly. A lot of times we have nettle growing in our backyards because it's a wild plant that grows. So if you know what it looks like, you can just grab it out your backyard and dry it and then use it in the same way. Create your own dried nettle. Okay, so moving on. Ingredient number 2. So I want to move this out the way because I got a lot of glass jars sitting over here and I can be accident prone sometimes. I don't want to knock nothing down. So the next one is pumpkin seed oil. This is ingredient number 2, pumpkin seed oil. Now, this is a natural powerhouse for hair health. All right. I love pumpkin seed oil. It's often overlooked, but it has lots of incredible benefits. All right. It's rich in vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, which most natural ingredients are, your essential fatty acids, which most of your oils are going to contain fatty acids anyway. Specifically for pumpkin seed oil, it's great because it helps prevent hair loss, strengthen your strands, and improve scalp health. So much like nettle, It has a lot of the same benefits as nettle, but you're going to get this in a liquid or an oil form. Again, like nettle, it helps to block DHT. That's the hormone, again, that's linked to hair loss in men and women. Now, especially if you're a woman over the age of 40, you are definitely going to want all the ingredients that help block DHT that you can get your hand on. It's a very lightweight texture and it's very versatile. So this is what, because I buy most of my stuff in bulk, this is what pumpkin seed oil looks like. Now, it looks very thick and dark, almost like motor oil or something, right? But I'm going to pour some out so you can see it. It has a beautiful purplish, reddish, orangish color. It just depends on how the light hits it. And it's not thick at all. It's nowhere near as thick as, say, castor oil. All right. This is what it looks like. Again, the key benefits of pumpkin seed oil is going to be that it helps to block DHT. It helps to promote hair growth. It strengthens your hair strands, improves your scalp health, and adds shine and softness. Now, you can infuse your nettle in your pumpkin seed oil. Okay, I'm going to show you another oil later, but you can definitely use this to infuse your herbs in. You can add this directly to your scalp, and that'll definitely give you the benefits of both. Now, how can we use this? So one way you can use pumpkin seed oil with your current routine, just add a few drops of this to your deep conditioner. Or if you use hair masks or anything that has like a thick consistency or thick texture, you're going to want to add some pumpkin seed oil to that. That's going to be great. Okay, so remember your conditioner, you can add pumpkin seed oil, and I say a few drops. So I would probably do like a half a tablespoon. Because remember, I try to measure everything in tablespoons to keep it simple. So maybe a half a tablespoon to your deep conditioner, or put your deep conditioner on your hair, put your pumpkin seed oil on top of that, put a plastic cap over, let it sit for 20, 30 minutes, boom. Do that every time you shampoo and condition your hair. Now, there's several DIYs that we can do with pumpkin seed oil. I'll have all of those listed in the digital resource that I create for you. But one thing that you can create yourself is a scalp massage treatment. Super simple. You'll get 2 tablespoons of pumpkin seed oil, pour it in a bottle, a few drops of your favorite essential oil. I always recommend rosemary. Rosemary oil is very close to minoxidil. Minoxidil is the ingredient that is known to help to regrow your hair. All right, so I would recommend rosemary oil, a few drops of that into your pumpkin seed oil, and then you create your own scalp massage treatment. Now you can warm it and create a hot oil treatment or a warming treatment. You can do that. It's up to you. And again, I will give you links to the brand actually of pumpkin seed oil that I use sometimes, so that you can have that if you want to go purchase a smaller amount. So some pro tips for using pumpkin seed oil. If you don't know if you are somebody that your scalp or your skin is typically allergic or sensitive to a lot of things, always patch test. No matter what ingredient you're using, always do a patch test to make sure that you do not have an allergy or a sensitivity to these ingredients. And then again, just like with the nettle, you're going to need to be consistent. So if you are expecting hair growth and you want to help with hair loss, you're going to have to use it regularly. Also, pumpkin seed oil is another thing that you can use internally, just like with the nettle. You can drizzle some of it over your salad, okay? You can just take to the head 1 to 2 tablespoons every day. That's up to you. It will not harm you. It will definitely help you from the inside. Now we're going to go into the next ingredient, which is MSM powder. MSM powder. So MSM is short for methyl sulfonomethane. Okay, that's a mouthful. Methyl sulfonomethane. It is very much rich in sulfur. And so sulfur is a compound found naturally in plants and a lot of different herbs, especially nettle, which we talked about earlier. And it's starting to gain more popularity in hair care. Now, MSM is used mostly in skincare, but remember, because the scalp is skin, It's starting to get more popularity for its ability to promote keratin production. And keratin is the protein that forms the building blocks of hair. All right. Skin, your hair, skin, and nails, not just your hair, skin, and nails. MSM does not just help to strengthen hair, it also helps support healthy hair growth at the root by improving your follicles and improving your scalp health overall. And it also has some anti-inflammatory properties in it as well to help soothe the scalp. So if you're dealing with any type of scalp inflammation, MSM powder is going to help with that as well. So again, the benefits, it helps to promote hair growth. It helps to improve scalp circulation. It strengthens your hair strands. It reduces shedding. And then if you're dealing with any type of inflammation of the scalp, MSM powder can help with that as well. It's really easy to use, especially if you already are using like a scalp mist, or if you're having scalp issues, MSM is something I would definitely recommend. You can add it to your favorite scalp mist. So if you have like a water-based product that you're using on your scalp directly, you can do a few pinches of MSM powder into that, shake it up, and it's going to give you like a good little boost of strength in your routine. It's going to boost whatever it is that you're using. So look at MSM powder as like an extra boost for scalp health. So I said a few pinches, maybe like a quarter teaspoon. You don't want to use too much of that, and I'll tell you why in a second. You can also add it to your favorite conditioner, and if you're leaving conditioner on your hair, or a hair mask, or a scalp serum. But definitely want to use or focus MSM on the scalp level. I would try to focus it more on the scalp. Also, you can dissolve some MSM powder in warm water, put it in a spray bottle and just spray it just like that without adding anything extra to it. You can also, if you wanted to get fancy, you could do the warm water with the MSM powder, and then you can add something like aloe vera gel or aloe vera juice. And you could also add your favorite essential oil. So this is going to make like a hydration spray for your scalp. So it's going to give you that additional hydration. The MSM is going to give you some scalp soothing properties. It's also going to help with your follicle health as well. And then, of course, the aloe vera is great for your scalp. So you're going to get a lot of your scalp and for hydration. So you're getting several things that you can make in one, several issues that you can deal with in one product. Okay, let me get my words right. I just got completely thrown off track by that foolishness YouTube just did. So forgive me if I'm kind of out of it. Now, why you'll love MSM powder. So it's very versatile. All right. The ingredients can work from the inside out. So you can actually take MSM powder also internally, just like the pumpkin seed oil, just like the nettle that we talked about earlier. It's especially beneficial for my ladies over the age of 40, because as we get older, many of us deal with hair that just naturally gets thinner. Okay, it's just part of genetics. It's just part of maybe the history of the women in our family. It could be because of medications. It could be a lot of different things. But if you're applying it topically or taking it, even if you're taking it internally as a supplement, it will provide targeted support for your hair health. So some pro tips for using MSM. And again, I will link this particular brand. This is Doctor's Best. I really prefer bulk. I think it's bulk herbs. Either way, this is still a good one. I still would recommend that one, but I think there's a brand that's a little bit better. I will make sure to link both of those. You have to be careful with MSM. You always want to start with the minimum amount first, because it can sometimes cause detox symptoms. Okay, when you first start using it, which means you can probably get like a mild headache, a little bit of stomach discomfort if you take it internally. So I always want to start with the smallest dose, whatever is, recommended on the packaging or whatever I recommend in recipes. Then you'll gradually increase the amount as your body begins to adjust to it, or as you feel comfortable using more of it. And also I would recommend pairing your MSM with vitamin C. Okay, this just kind of helps to enhance the absorption. So if you're taking it internally, maybe mix it in your orange juice, something like that. All right. Then also staying hydrated. As with anything, this is just another reason for you to drink more water. because MSM draws water into your cells. You want to make sure that you are drinking plenty of water to help maximize the benefits and to keep you from getting dehydrated. And then, like with all the other natural ingredients, you have to be consistent. I'm going to say this with every single ingredient. Consistency is going to be key. You have to use these things regularly over time to see noticeable changes. And just with the MSM powder alone, you're probably looking at about 2 to 3 months to start seeing results. Now, I know for many of you, it's like 2 to 3 months, girl. I want my hair to grow yesterday. Okay. But again, remember, if you're consistent, you will start to see results. That's what I want you to focus on, consistency. Moving on to the next ingredient, which is rice bran oil. Rice bran oil, I believe I have talked about this ingredient a few times. This is a brand that I used recently. I've used them a few times. There are brands that are a little bit better, but they are also a little bit more pricey. This one is good for starters. I don't know if they sell this particular brand in smaller quantities, but I do like this one. So rice bran oil, it comes from the outer husk of the rice grains. It's lightweight, nutrient dense. I'm going to pour a little bit in here so you can kind of get a feel of what it's like. It's often overlooked in the world of hair care, but I love it. It's actually another one of my favorites. I say that all the time. It's another one of my favorites. It's rich in antioxidants, vitamins, essential fatty acids. All these things deeply nourish and protect the hair. It's non-greasy, so if you're somebody that has thinner hair, you're worried about your hair being too greasy or weighed down, this is going to be an excellent option. So this is, again, great for fine to medium hair. It moisturizes your hair without weighing it down. And rice bran oil you can pretty much find everywhere. It's not going to really be in grocery stores unless you have like a specialty grocery store. I would probably say you're going to find this, your best bet, just buying it online. Okay. But this is how the rice bran oil is going to look. Nice yellowish looking oil. So why do we love rice bran oil? What are the benefits for rice bran oil? Of course, like I said, it helps to lock in moisture. It promotes shine. So you can just use rice bran oil to give your hair some shine. It helps to strengthen the hair. It helps to soothe the scalp, and it's a lightweight texture. So this is an oil that will quickly absorb without leaving any greasy residue. So if that's an issue that you have with oils, you don't like using oils because they are too greasy on your hair and scalp, rice bran oil, I would say give that one a try and see if you have better results. Now, the same way that we use the pumpkin seed oil is the same way you can use the rice bran oil. You can just add it to your favorite conditioner. It's going to make your conditioner more moisturizing, and you're going to get the nutrient benefits from the rice bran oil as well. So you would just do the same thing. You would pour your conditioner into a separate container, pour about 2 tablespoons of the rice bran oil, mix it up, and then you're going to apply it as you would your normal conditioner. But you're going to focus more so on the mid-length and the ends of your hair. Then let it sit for a few minutes and then rinse it out. So if we'll put them both side by side, I mean, it may be kind of hard to tell on camera, but this one is definitely thicker than this one. Okay, this one is definitely thicker. So those are the two: your pumpkin seed oil, your rice bran oil. You can do a hot oil treatment. You can use the rice bran oil to do a hot oil treatment. You would just take about maybe 2 to 3 tablespoons and warm that up. So if you have a glass container, probably need to be a little bit bigger than this, and you would do a water bath or a double boiler method. So you would sit this in a container of hot water, let it get warm, okay, and then just apply it to your hair. Use a shower cap or heated dryer, sit under that for a while, and then go from there. Rice bran oil, I also love it because it's very versatile. You can use it for hydration, you can use it for shine, you can use it as a carrier oil if you wanted to infuse your nettle or any other herb. It's very good for that. I would definitely, if you are somebody that does DIY hair care products often, I would stick with rice bran oil as a base or as the oil that you use in most of your DIY blends, because again, it's very easy to work with. It's easy to find. It's not too pricey, and it doesn't leave your hair greasy and oily. And it works very well with a lot of different ingredients. And so I would definitely recommend grabbing that. If you're not sure what oil to get, I think that one is a great place to start. So now we're on ingredient number 5, the last ingredient. And this one is a little bit different. I don't know if I've ever talked about this one before, but this is Brahmi powder. Brahmi powder is a staple, or one of many staples, in the Ayurvedic hair care. Its natural properties not only help to reduce thinning, but also promote a calming effect on the scalp. Okay, so it strengthens the roots, it reduces hair loss, helps to reduce hair loss, controls dandruff and itching, so it's great for the scalp as well, and it promotes longer, healthier hair. This is the powder here. So I purchased this in powder form. I think you can get Brahmi dried leaf, I think. I'm not sure. But this is the powder form. And you have to be careful because I already see the dust kicking up. You don't want to breathe this in because it, get in your lung and cause irritation. You might start coughing. Not irritation that is bad, but it's just, you may start coughing because the particles are very, very tiny. So it's almost like a dust. So I don't want to move that around too much. But you can get this fairly inexpensive as well. Now, this is quite a bit. You can get a smaller amount of this. There's a company that sells these small little boxes of it. And you can get that. I don't think it costs more than $15, maybe less. And it's great to add to, again, your favorite conditioner. You can almost make like a little mask with your conditioner, or you can just mix it with your shampoo and massage it into your scalp. As you're shampooing with the Brahmi and the shampoo mixed together, you just massage it into your scalp. You can also cover your hair with a shower cap and then just kind of let it do its thing. You can also, if you are somebody that's a little bit more advanced in the DIY world, you can add to the Brahmi powder some hibiscus powder or hibiscus petals that you ground into powder. You can even add some coconut milk. Coconut milk is great for your hair if you're not allergic, of course. Apply it to your hair and scalp and then rinse. And then you just made your own natural ingredient hair mask. And also, if your hair, one thing with Brahmi, make sure that you use the amount that you are told to use. Don't overuse it because it can tend to make your hair feel dry if you use too much, if you're overusing it. So if your hair feels dry, then I would recommend pairing it with hydrating ingredient like aloe vera or honey. And then again, as with everything else, always do a patch test. If you don't know if you have a sensitivity or an allergy to these ingredients, because if you've never used it, then how will you know? So always patch test first. I'm going to ask if you are watching this on the replay and you have questions, go ahead and put those in the chat and I will come back and answer those. And then again, just a quick note on the products, the 180 products. So everything, most of the stuff that I make has the ingredients in it that we talked about today, particularly the balm. Now, whether you get the liquid or the solid version, these have all of the ingredients in them that we talked about today. Okay. So if you are the type that you're like, Kendra, I don't want to buy nothing else, ma'am, to do myself. I want it already done for me. So these will be the ingredient or the products that have those ingredients in them already. Of course, the Spray and Go Mist, this has tons of aloe vera in it. We did talk a little bit about aloe vera. Now, if you have this already, you've already purchased this, you can add a pinch or two of the MSM powder to it. Remember, we talked about adding MSM powder to your favorite scalp mist or hair mist. This will be good for that, especially if you're using this mostly on your scalp. Okay, or you can even add the Brahmi powder, a little bit of the Brahmi powder to this as well. If you wanted to just give it a little something, something. You want to zhuzh it up a little bit, you could add those. Again, thank you all for joining me today. Your hair transformation always starts with trying new things. If everything that you've done up until now isn't working, then let's learn about different ingredients and different methods and habits that we can do to, if we can up our game, or maybe our hair needs something a little bit more than what we've been giving it. We just don't know what that is or what to give it. So we have to be brave enough to try new things, okay? And just know that every single thing that works for one person is not going to work for everybody. So it is a lot of trial and error, and there is a lot of patience that's involved. So just remember that. Now, these ingredients are all easy to find. Again, I will have links to these in the description. I'll have everything in there that you need to go take a look at these ingredients and decide if you want to purchase them for yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. And as always, remember, you deserve hair that's healthy and growing. And it is my mission to help you get there. Thank you all again so much for being here. And I will see you in the next